sporting event in the world. The World Cup is happening this winter, and the World Cup group draw just happened today. And this time, there are some crazy groups in this World Cup, so remember to stay until the end of the video to see my early predictions for them. And guys, some of my predictions have some major upsets, so remember to stay until the end. Before that though, remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and remember to hit the notification bell. It'll help me a lot, and it'll notify you whenever I drop an absolute banger. Also remember to leave a like. Let's try reaching 125 likes this video. And without further ado, let's get to my early World Cup predictions. So Group A, we got Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, and Netherlands. So the two biggest teams in this group have to be Netherlands and Senegal. Netherlands actually fumbled Euro 2020 against Czech Republic, but now they got an important piece back. They got the best defender in the world, Van Dijk, back on their squad sheet. That's gonna be huge for them because defenses win championships. Senegal are also the recent AFCON champions after beating Egypt, and also beat Egypt again to qualify for the World Cup. Yeah, Egypt were low-key robbed because of the laser pointing during the penalty shootout, but it is what it is at this point. Ecuador, although not having a great last window, they actually performed very well throughout the entire qualifying and finished in 4th place, automatically qualifying them for the World Cup. And then we got Qatar, the host of the entire tournament. They actually won the AFC Championship somewhat recently, and they also had a great Gold Cup campaign, only losing the semifinals to the US. In the World Cup, hosts usually overperform as well, so you could not count Qatar out even though they have a low FIFA ranking. I do think, however, Netherlands will finish top of this group. I think their quality is too much, especially with Van Dijk back, and I think second place is going to be Senegal because they also have a lot of quality, including players like Sadio Mane, Koulibaly, and Edouard Mendy. Now let's move on to Group B, where we have England, Iran, my beloved United States of America, and then one of either Wales, Scotland, or Ukraine. So England obviously are one of the favorites to win the entire World Cup, and I don't disagree with that because England have a world-class squad, bruh. Not only that, they're the semi-finalists in the last World Cup, only losing to Croatia, and they're the finalists of the Euro 2020, which happened last summer, losing to Italy. That's a pretty good record for Southgate and his men, to be honest. Now for Iran, I feel like they're heavily underrated by a lot of critics out there. They topped their World Cup qualifying group with South Korea in it, and also they have a good defensive formation and they barely let in a lot of goals. They also have good quality attackers as well, like Sardar Asmoon from Bayer Leverkusen and Taremi from FC Porto. Now let's talk about my country, USA, who are finally back in the World Cup after missing the 2018 one. And they got a bunch of young stars like Christian Pulisic, Weston McKennie, Tyler Adams, Giovanni Reina, and Yunus Musa. They not might have the best coach, but they do have a lot of potential in the players, so let's see if they can prove it on the pitch. Now for the last spot, I think it's going to be Scotland or Wales who are going to qualify, and I think they're going to give England a run for their money, and it's going to be a tough team, but I don't think they will, qualify for the round of 16. This is because I think England will actually win the group. I don't see any way that they don't win the group, and then I think United States finish second place. Yes, Iran can potentially finish second place, but I'm biased, so I'm picking the US. Then Group C, we got Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Poland. So Argentina have had an amazing World Cup qualifying campaign, finishing second in Brazil, and they are also the recent Copa America champions. I'm not gonna lie, this is one of the most complete and strongest Argentina squads I've seen in a long time, so I expect great things from them in this World Cup. Saudi Arabia, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know much about them, and I'm not gonna lie again, I don't think they're gonna do much in this World Cup. Now let's talk about Mexico. They have a very old squad and they're aging, and it does seem like a lot of young talent is coming through, but they are still a pretty good team, man, I'm not gonna lie. Yes, they haven't won against their biggest rivals, United States, in the last 4 times, but that doesn't mean they're a bad team, right? They're still a pretty solid side with some great attackers like Tecatito, Jimenez, and Herving Lozano. Now let's talk about Poland, who beat Sweden 2-0 in the playoff final thanks to one Lewandowski goal. And talking about Lewandowski, I think he's gonna have to carry Poland because I really don't see much quality in the Poland side, and I don't think they're gonna do much. Basically, I think Argentina will wipe the floor in this group. I think they'll probably get 9 points and top the group easily, and then I think Mexico will get second place, beating Poland. Poland usually qualify for the tournaments, but they never end up doing well when they're in the tournament, and that's why I think Mexico will finish second. Next up, we got Group D, which includes France, Denmark, Australia, Peru or UAE, and then Tunisia. Now let's do this group quickly. I'm not going to try to waste you guys' time. We all know that France is going to top this group. They're probably going to get 9 points as well. France are way too OP compared to any other team in this group, and it's just pretty obvious for me. Denmark is also a pretty OP team, especially with Christian Eriksen back, and he's lighting it up for Denmark as well. So yeah, I think France top in the group and Denmark's getting second. Now let's move on. Now next in Group B, we got Spain, Germany, Japan, and one of either New Zealand or Costa Rica. As you can clearly see in this group, there are 2 top dogs from Europe. We got Germany and Spain. And you also can't underestimate Japan. I think they're one of the best teams in Asia, and they had a pretty strong qualifying campaign after the first window. And they even got the GOAT Minamino, and you can never count out my GOAT Minamino, bro. He's an underrated player. And then we got either Costa Rica and New Zealand, and I'm not gonna lie, none of those teams are gonna do anything, so let's forget about them. So yeah, I think the winners for this group might be a little bit of an upset. I think Germany are actually gonna win and not Spain. I think when Spain and Germany face each other, I think Germany's gonna get the better of them, and I think they're gonna win. This is because of late, I think Hansi Flick is doing extremely well with Germany, and yes, even though Spain is doing good, I think Germany's doing even better, and that's why I think they're gonna top the group. And like I kind of hinted towards previously, I think Spain will finish second. I don't think Japan will sadly make it through. I think they're going to be close, but I don't think they'll make it through. Then we got Group F, which is going to be actually my group of death. We got Belgium, Canada, Morocco, and then Croatia. So for Belgium, I think this is their last chance to win a trophy with their golden generation. I don't think the next generation of Belgium is going to be anywhere near as good as this generation of Belgium, so for this World Cup, they have to give it all, man. Croatia are actually the previous World Cup finalists, losing 4-2 to France in the last World Cup final. However, it's important to note that they're not the same as before. They lost key players from their 2018 World Cup campaign like Rakitic and Mandzukic, and their squad is just so much older now and just not as youthful. And then Canada, on the other hand, has their own golden generation coming up. They got great players like Alphonso Davies, who is absolutely world class, and one of the best upcoming strikers in the world, Jonathan David. They could be a surprise team in this World Cup, so don't count them out. And then we got one of the best African nations, Morocco. They actually destroyed DR Congo in the second leg 4-1 in the qualifying to actually get here to Qatar. They got some solid players. They have a solid team with a decent coach, but they have one world-class player, Hakimi, who might be the key difference. However, for me, I think Belgium will top this group. I think they're going to struggle a little bit to top it, but I think they'll eventually get it done. And then second place might be a little bit of an upset for everyone. Actually, it is probably a pretty big upset. I think Canada is actually going to get second place. I don't think Croatia has what it takes anymore. I think they're just too old now. I think Canada's youthfulness will actually surprise Croatia. They're going to beat Croatia. They're going to end up beating Morocco, and that's why I think Canada will get second place. Fonzie's going to be a big game player as well. I think he's going to have a great World Cup. Then in Group G, we have Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, and then Cameroon. This is a good group. However, 3 out of the 4 teams in this group were in the same group in the 2018 World Cup. Brazil, Serbia, and Switzerland all were together in the 2018 one, so it's kind of weird seeing them together again for the 2022 version. Instead of Costa Rica, though, we have Cameroon, who actually beat Algeria in the last minute to qualify for the World Cup. That is absolutely heartbreaking for Algeria. Let me save you guys some time, though. I think it's pretty obvious that Brazil are going to win this group. In fact, I am so confident that I'm going to say they're going to get 9 points in this group. That means they're going to win all 3 games. I think second place is going to be a little more tricky, especially with Serbia's quality, but I do think Switzerland are going to get it done because I believe they're a solid team. I can't just forget that they knocked out the World Cup champions in the Euros, and I think they're going to carry on that performance in the World Cup this year. Now for the last group, we got Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay, and South Korea. I feel like this group could go any way because all 4 teams have the potential to actually qualify for the round of 16. Portugal squeaked into the World Cup after choking to Serbia in the last minute. However, they did beat Turkey and North Macedonia after, so that's pretty good for them. Plus, they still have Cristiano Ronaldo, who's still one of the GOATs, so he's always going to be a threat. Then we have Ghana, who made it to the World Cup after surprisingly knocking out Nigeria. I found that super surprising. I thought Nigeria was going to win, but Ghana did instead. They do have some solid players though, but the one leading the line has to be Thomas Partey. Keep your eyes on him. Now, Uruguay wasn't actually going to qualify for the World Cup until they got a new coach and they had to win the last 4 games, which is exactly what they did. They're pretty flawless in the last 4 games, and now look at them. They're at the World Cup. Now we're going to talk about South Korea, who have one of the best world-class wingers in the world, Heung-min Son. In addition to that, they have solid attacking pieces as well, like Hwang Hee-chan from Wolves, for example. Now, I think this group is going to be really close, but I do think Portugal will edge it to top the group. I think having Cristiano Ronaldo and a bunch of quality players like Cancelo, Diego Jota, Otavio, etc. is going to do the job for Portugal. And then second place is going to be a pretty big upset in my opinion, because I'm not saying it's going to be Uruguay. I think it's actually going to be South Korea. I think Uruguay is going to choke a little bit. They still have some problems prevalent in the team, and that's why I think South Korea will pull off an upset and actually get second place. I think South Korea have enough quality to get it done, and I'm not going to lie, this video would be boring if I didn't have upsets, so that's why I'm selecting South Korea. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think about my predictions, and let me know your own predictions because I read every single comment, so I want to see what you guys think. And that's all, man. Remember to subscribe and remember to hit the notification bell. It'll help me a lot and it'll notify you whenever I drop a banger. And also remember to leave a like. Let's try reaching 125 likes this video. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Man, peace.